And welcome back, everybody. Hurricane season 2023 now underway. Harrison County EMA Director Matt Stratton right here, right now to talk about preparations being made down at his office. Matt, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're just a couple days in. We have a long way to go, but what is happening at the Harrison County Emergency Operations Center right about now?
Well, this is a busy time of year for us with all of our hurricane preparation. And on top of that, we have an early season tropical disturbance that we're monitoring. So Tropical Disturbance 2 out there is a good reminder to us that it is time for hurricane season.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, named a tropical depression on the first day of hurricane season. But thankfully, as people watched the track, it was strange watching it move away from the Mississippi coast and down into Cuba, it looks like, and then out to the east. But people have to always bear in mind that regardless of what the predictions are or the expectations, there's so much uncertainty surrounding what might happen.
That's right, and all indications from the experts are that this is going to be a near normal level of activity this season. And so we really encourage everyone to take this time now to prepare for what could be ahead.
Yeah, and when people who have lived here their entire lives or who have gone through a storm or two kind of know the routine, but we have a lot of people who have just moved here. We have the military bases, the casino industry where people might be going through their first season. So, and we hear about the batteries and the ready to evacuate and make sure you have cash and gasoline and medicine. But what do you think is the most important thing people can do?
Well, it would be hard to put a finger on the most important, but I would venture to say having your own individual emergency plan for your household is going to be key to getting you through any kind of emergency situation. Each family, each household is unique, and taking into account your own situation, each household needs to really think ahead. What is my safe place? If it's not my home, maybe it's family and friends nearby, or one of our community shelters if that's the situation for yourself. So having a good emergency plan and then organizing your activities day by day so that you know ahead of time, everybody in the household has the plan of what you'll do to protect your home, your valuables, and your loved ones.
As a matter of fact, I go to the store, I pick up a couple of extra cases of water and a few batteries every time, just kind of in anticipation and getting ready for the season. The evacuation shelters seem to me that we're in as good a place as we've ever been with shelters.
We were very fortunate in the years after Katrina to get some grant money to invest in community shelters. And so between the standalone shelters and those schools that were brought up to a higher standard of resilience, we are well positioned when it comes to community shelters. And if for some reason somebody doesn't have another safe place to go, our community shelters will be available.
And you know, the reality is, because we hear all the time evacuate, and the shelters are great right now here on the coast, but it's so difficult for some people. Just imagine a single mother with 3 kids, doesn't have a credit card, an unreliable car. It's easier said than done. All the traffic's heading up one of the northern evacuation routes. So it's really tough for some people, isn't it?
It is, and the economic situation is a challenge for a lot of people. But each family has their own unique circumstances and needs to decide ahead of time what the best thing is for them and their loved ones. But really, besides that emergency plan, putting together some emergency supplies, you'd mentioned batteries, water, those sorts of things, having an emergency supply kit to get you through those first 3 to 5 days until help can arrive from outside our impacted area will really help get you by until then.
As a matter of fact, there's a phrase now that kind of sums that up. The first 72 is on you, and so you have some personal responsibility there. Matt, I'm curious, MEMA is overwhelmed with these destructive tornado strikes up in North Mississippi, and FEMA is also handling natural disasters all over the country. How are the resources right now as far as from the state and the federal perspective?
Yeah, I had a chance to meet with our state and federal partners earlier this spring in a planning meeting, and there are a lot of emergencies and disasters that state and federal agencies are coordinating and helping people through. But there are the resources that have been put on the ready at locations to be brought into the impact areas, wherever that might be. So I feel comfortable as far as the resources are concerned.
Yeah, we have just about 30 seconds or so left. Our First Alert Weather Team, they have, and the National Hurricane Center, they have so many tools at their disposal now that have just been developed in the last couple of years. Down at the EMA office, what kind of new tools, I hate to say gadgets or whatever you may have, that makes predicting and responding even easier?
Yeah, there have been some upgrades to some of our systems in this last year, and we put a fair amount of resources into updating our facilities there at the Emergency Operations Center. One of the best systems to come online for us these last couple of years is our new emergency information system called HARCO Alert. And that's a free service that we can provide to the community to provide information in an emergency situation. And it's as simple as sending a text to 99411 with that keyword HARCO info, and people can sign up for the free service. Information is power, and getting information in an emergency is key to getting people connected to the resources.
Information, communication, we work with you, you work with the media. Matt, we're hoping for a quiet season. Thanks so much for being here with us on This Weekend.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks for watching. I'll see you back here next Sunday morning.